Hey everyone, thanks for clicking on today's video. It's going to be a little bit more freeform than my typical content. Usually I'm reading from a script, but today I wanted to focus on some of the really cool and maybe lesser known Easter eggs in Redfall that only eagle-eyed Arcane Studios fans would really be able to pick up on or really even notice. I feel like I've been focusing so much on the negative aspects of Redfall as of late, talking about the Jason Schreier article and my honest and transparent thoughts about the game as it currently stands, but I wanted to do something a little bit more positive today. So if you enjoyed the video, definitely consider clicking that like button and commenting and sharing it around. And if you enjoy what you see here, consider subscribing. That is also greatly appreciated. So without further ado, let's get started with the very first Easter egg that I found. So the very first Easter egg that I found was in the very first map of the game. It's right here in Redfall Commons, and if you go up to the upper right corner of the map here in the Heritage Rock District, it's right in the first area you start the game in, right over here. And there's the boat that you start off the game in. You exit that, and that's where you would go for the tutorial. But if you move off to the left, you're going to find this boat here called the Undine, which, if you're a Dishonored nut like me, is a reference to the Undine, which is captained by Lizzie Stride of the Dead Eels in the Brigmore Witches DLC for the very first Dishonored game. So kind of a cool little Dishonored Easter egg you can find here, and it's pretty out of the way, so a little bit lesser known. So the next Easter egg that I personally found, we're still in Redfall Commons here, as you can see on the map, and we are going to be looking in the lower right corner in the Old Town District, and over here at the Redfall Custom House Museum, and this is just one location where you can find this Easter egg, by the way. You will find here in the Custom House Museum, as you can see, kind of tucked away in this little corner here, we have some pretty blatant Dishonored Easter eggs. Whale references, the whalebone, the teeth, the whale oil tank, which looks like it's kind of asset reuse, maybe, from Dishonored 2, potentially. I'm not quite sure, but either way, really cool Easter egg if you're a fan of Dishonored like myself. Now, the next Easter egg that I noticed was actually pointed out to me by one of my YouTube subscribers in my Discord server, but it's this unrivaled pistol here, the Death Spiral, which has got a really cool gold design, a blue inlaid handle, just a really cool weapon with some great stats. But what we're going to be focusing on, namely, is the name, the Death Spiral, and then also down here in the description, it mentions that the pistol was stolen from the private collection of someone called Madeline Vaughn. So if you're a Deathloop fan, you'll know that Colt, the protagonist, his full name is Colt Vaughn. So the spelling is a little bit different here for the last name. For Colt, it's V-A-H-N, but either way, kind of a cool reference and maybe a descendant of Colt, who knows. Then over here, you have Die Die Again, a fashion show mentioned, which Madeline Vaughn runs, and that to me just screams Deathloop. That was basically a tagline of the game, so another really cool Easter egg here. Okay, so now we're moving on to the next area of Redfall's open world map, which is Burial Point, the second area that you come to. And if you go off to the right here in this district called Chickering, at this particular location, just northeast of the Midnight Whale Brewery, you'll find a really cool Dishonored Easter egg. There's a small business here called the Empress Tea House, which is a pretty clear reference to Jessamine Caldwin from the first game, and plus, that looks exactly like her silhouette with her hair in a bun, so really cool Easter egg for Dishonored fans. The next reference that I caught to another Arcane Studios game, which in this case would actually be Prey, is we're in the same area, we're in Chickering, and if you go just right down the street from the Empress Tea House to this building here, you're going to find some bottles of Green Beetle Gin, which, if you've played Prey, you'll know that this is actually a consumable item that you can pick up and use in Prey. It's like a health item, essentially, that you can pick up. And plus, Morgan Yu gets a little bit drunk drunk if he drinks this stuff. So also a pretty blatant reference to another Arcane Studios game, but only for the real eagle-eyed fans. Not everybody's going to pick up on this one. So another really cool Prey Easter egg you can find, and this one is really obscure. Not a lot of people are going to probably pick up on this one, but down here in the southwest in Ashamet Springs in this district, if you go to Pastor Powell's residence down here, this building, you'll find in a upstairs attic space, there's a bunch of cardboard boxes that might seem really kind of innocuous at first. They don't seem that important, but these are actually reused assets from Prey. So this one has got Peterson's written on it. There's another one over here with LSX. There's a couple of ones here that you can find in this attic. And this is just one location where you can find these cardboard boxes. They're kind of scattered around the map, but just a really cool Easter egg from Prey. And like I said, it's basically a reused asset from Prey, but it's still really cool to see here. And again, it's not something that a lot of people would have probably picked up on, so that's why I wanted to mention it here. So the next reference that I found is another Prey Easter egg, which this one is actually really cool and also very blatant. So we are here in Bloody Tom's psychic space. You come here as part of a main story mission, so that's why I didn't actually show it on the map here. My apologies. But if you look on this computer monitor here in this particular corner of the mansion, you're going to find the Prey logo on this computer monitor, as well as the Wolfenstein logo, which is a reference to another Bethesda series, which is really cool to see. So yeah, something that maybe not a lot of people might have picked up on. This is something that's pretty easy to just kind of breeze past. The next Easter egg I found, another pretty obscure one, something that you would really only catch if you have played Prey extensively like I have, but here we are still in Burial Point. I am located just right over here at the Maritime Center, but if you go down to the southeast in the Winslow Fields district and you go to the Safe House location there, and you will find a scarecrow here with the sticky note, and the scarecrow's name is Scary McScareface, which again, pretty obscure, but if you've played through Prey, there's a cool little Easter egg you can find where there's a snowman made out of glue from the glue cannon, and it's called Gluey McGlueface. So this is pretty funny reference to that, with also a really funny sticky note attached to it. So another one that I just wanted to point out to everybody. Now, the final Arcane Studios reference or final Easter egg that I had found is a pretty obscure one. Honestly, this is the most obscure out of all of the ones that I've mentioned thus far. So here we are still in Burial Point. Now we're in the Brighton Bay district, and if you come to this location on the map, you'll find a book sitting on this bench here that has a reference to a boat called Wyman's Pride. And if you've played Dishonored 2, you know that Wyman is someone that is made reference to in notes left behind by Emily Caldwin, and Wyman also makes an appearance in the Dishonored novel called The Corroded Man. So pretty cool, and also, like I mentioned, very obscure Easter egg. So these are just a couple of really obscure Arcane Studios Easter eggs that I found referencing some of their older games, but now I want to know if you guys have spotted anything that maybe I missed in this video. I think there might have been maybe one or two Easter eggs that I failed to mention in this video that I did pick up on, but let me know in the comments down below, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please consider leaving a like and sharing the video with other members of the Bethesda and Arcane Outsiders community. It really helps the channel to grow and get noticed. Consider subscribing to the channel for more Arcane Studios focused content like this, and also be sure to hit that notification bell so you never miss a future upload. And remember that the outsider walks among us. Thanks for watching, everyone.